yesterday.
Yeah.
18 years ago today, Dale Earnhardt dies at Daytona 500. How do you remember it? You were there.
I was in that Daytona 500. I was racing, and I was going down the back straightaway, and Tony Stewart, at that time in the Home Depot car, started flipping violently, and I barely made it underneath him. And so I wrecked out halfway through that Daytona 500. I was there when he wrecked, but I didn't know the severity. It wasn't until we got on our airplane, our team plane, and the pilot turned the motors down, and he said, "Guys, I'm sorry to tell you, but we lost Dale Earnhardt," and it was just a devastating blow, and it still is to this day.
When you saw the video yesterday, did you think deja vu all over again?
I'm jaded, meaning I know too much about the sport. I was looking at the angles he hit, because what killed Dale Sr. was the angle he hit, the sudden stop. So I was looking for sudden stops with Ryan Newman's wreck, and I see one. It was when he was flying in the air and Corey LaJoie hits him while he's in the air. And we worry about sudden stops. When Ryan was flipping, it was all okay. It was a hard hit, which takes the brain and pushes it up against your skull, and that's what I was worried about.
How about a driver going through that split second? What's going on in your mind?
That, your reaction is to brace for impact, like anything. Mind you, Ryan Newman is leading and going to win the Daytona 500. He's one football field away from the checkered flag. He's leading, and he gets spun out. Nobody's fault. Biggest race in your life, trying to win it, and then now where are we going to hit? So when that has happened to me before, and it has, your natural reaction is to close your eyes. You don't want your eyeballs to pop out. You're thinking, you're bracing. And
so you're not doing anything strategically. There's nothing you can do.
You're out of control, Frank. You're literally out of control at that point. You're trying to save it until you can't save it anymore.
After a moment like that, why would you go back in the car again?
It's a great question. Why do any of us get back in the race car? I think it's a way of life. But we don't become race car drivers because we think we're going to cheat death. It's no different than a Major League Baseball pitcher pitching and the ball comes back, hits him in the face. That's just not going to happen. Some pitchers go their whole careers and that never happens to. Some it happens, and that's the way we do it in racing. When we go racing, we don't think we're going to get killed. These are freak situations.
What made yesterday so wild? I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. What made that so unique?
It was almost a fluke, because when he spun out, he got spun out in the most unique situation, and then his car bounced off the wall, and here's where it becomes timing and circumstances. He's flying in the air and another car hits him. That's what made it so unique. It was incredibly violent. And while he's in the air, another car hits him. You just don't see that in our sport. It's all timing and circumstances.
And we don't know what's going to end up happening, but how does a body withstand that?
Sometimes your body doesn't withstand it. We have a lot of IndyCar drivers that drive in a different form of race car, like we see over here at the Bommarito 500, at the Gateway racetrack, and they're paralyzed, they can't come back. That's one reason Dale Jr. retired. He had 5 concussions. So Dale Jr. retired because he had 5 concussions. Just he could not take one more hit.
So finally, what does it do for your sport? Everybody's talking about it, but it's pretty frightening what happened. What does this day do for your sport?
It reminds everybody that it's not all fun and games, it's real.